excuse like the background. It is still a work in progress, but I got called to just sit, talk, because I kind of want a channel where this is, I don't even think anyone's going to see this if I'm being so for real. I think, and I'm fine with that, because this channel is going to be a little different than my other channel where I just kind of talk about lifestyle and lifestyle design and stuff like that, because I feel like for a long time there was, I feel like we're in an era of like perfectionism with content creation, and it does make it hard. Like, I know, like, technically, if we think back to the 2010s, that like lifestyle and how they orchestrate things was technically perfectionism too. But I feel like there hasn't been like raw, just documenting life lately, because even with my own channel, it's not even necessarily like, yeah, I talk about things going on in my life, but I'm never emotionally raw about it, because I feel like I have to be extremely positive about everything going on in my life. And sometimes being positive can make you push past the feelings and push past like everything, and you feel like you have to be overly happy, you have to be satisfied, you have to be this and that. But to me, it's like, if I don't acknowledge everything I'm feeling, right, then I can't move past those things. Like, I can't have breakthroughs if I'm not allowing myself to even go through different emotions. And I don't know, I made this account back in April because I was like, you know what, I feel like something. I feel like doing something. I was like, at that point, maybe my birthday was in 6 months, and now it's in 3. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not completely satisfied with my life. I've put effort in my life, like, I feel like I did the things I was supposed to do. I went to college, I got the degree, I tried networking, I've tried finding a mentorship, applying for mentorship programming, I've tried socializing and just doing all the things I'm supposed to do. And granted, like, I still feel like I made good progress in my life this year, but I'm still very far from what I want out of life. And it's such a hard pill to swallow, because it's like, yes, be proud of growth, be proud and happy that, and notice the little changes, but also I can't deny the standards I have for myself, and I'm kind of tired of pretending that I don't want certain things. The alarms are going off. I don't know if that's confirmation for something, but but hey, I want to be and have a space that it doesn't feel like I'm performing, in that sense, like that I have to be very subtle, about the things I want out of life. Like, if I want to lose weight, which I granted I was a heavier weight and I did lose some, but it's like, I can't talk about it because you have to talk about it in a certain way. I can't say that even though I broke up with my ex 3 years ago, that I don't feel sad about it still sometimes. And sometimes, like, my head goes like, maybe I should try to date and try to go into a different relationship. But then when you're already in a toxic relationship, because I am in a toxic relationship, but with the workplace and the job market, because the job market feels like a toxic relationship. If you know, you know. And everyone's like going through it, because some people are like, it's so easy to get a job. But I've been trying to get a very specific job in a very specific field. And I do feel like part of the reason that it doesn't fully work out is because I'm not fully who I, was. And I do feel like once I went to the school I went to, I did lose sight of myself because it was a fashion school. And to be quite blunt, I wanted to go into fashion, but I am not what people typically think about when it comes to fashion and beauty and all those things, the aesthetic, the vibes. And I do feel like when I went to school, as much as it inspired me, it also made me self-police a lot more. And maybe that's just a term that's going through my head right now because I'm reading like 1984, and that was a conversation we were having about the book and how there is a lot of self-policing. And it does make sense in terms of being in a dystopian society, but I also know it's like in this world, in this lifetime, I've been doing a lot of self-policing to a point where it made me feel like I really did lose myself. And sometimes it's like I feel like I deserve better, I deserve more, and I'm willing to put in the effort for it. But also, like, every time I put in the effort for something, it doesn't feel like I'm doing enough. And it's like there's always more to do. Like with the job search, for example, it's like, okay, you got a degree, good, cool. Maybe you should further your education. Maybe instead of just going for your bachelor's, that's not enough. You have to go for a master's. How do I go for a master's if no one in my family has ever gotten a master's degree? How do I get the support? Okay, find a mentor, join a mentorship program, found that, okay, boom. But I also feel like they expect me to know a lot more than, and they're not supporting me. Like, the only way they are supporting is through just redoing my resume, redoing my LinkedIn, and that's about it. But it's not like actual full-on advice about how to enter the job market, how to really start, because I feel like, especially my family, it's a different type of element, and when that's not the type of jobs they had. So I don't know really what I'm doing or how to get what I really want out of life. And also what I want to do is not even necessarily the more practical path either, because like I said, it is fashion, it is beauty, it is the aesthetified things. And it feels hard too, because when you also don't have like a very extroverted personality, it feels like that's just an additional thing you have to work on to, because in the industry they're like, oh, it's not it's always about who you know. But if a person already has trouble with that aspect, then it's like you have to give more. And it's not just like the physical of making a portfolio, it's not the physical of showcasing your work and showcasing what you can do, but also being able to translate that. And then when you want to talk about these things and that are not natural for you, people take it as complaining or being too in your head or being in survival mode, when really it's just kind of accepting like these are the cards you're dealt with. Because if you don't accept like, okay, this is what's happening, because even if I can acknowledge like, okay, these are things that I need to work on and I'm willing to do the work, I don't think that's inherently negative. But to other people, that's negative. And I'm just not a person who can, like, even though I do consider myself spiritual, right? One thing I do not love about spiritual people is like it always has to be very light and love, when I am more of, yeah, hard things exist, but that doesn't mean I won't move past it. Like, I just have a different way of perceiving things. Like, hard to me doesn't mean impossible. And when I say something is hard, I'm not saying I'm going to be stuck there. I am acknowledging what I feel about it. I am acknowledging it might take some effort. I am acknowledging my perception of it, But that doesn't mean it won't change, through action and through a lot of reframing that, yes, like, sometimes I don't even like calling myself like a shy person. I just think I am observant, and I am someone who shares what I want to share, essentially. Like, I don't feel the need to always like have to, I don't know. One, I love my own company. Let's get that straight out of the way. Like, one of the reasons I don't post a lot and don't post what I want to post is because in my head I'm like, oh, this is so boring. Like, my day to day, all I do is like read books, I create content, I plan content, I do meetings for trying to find a job, obviously, work on what I was told to do the month ahead from before. I clean, I cook, I look up recipes, and honestly, yeah, I do socialize through things like book club and stuff like that, like through my set interests, but I'm not like a person who needs to go out and drink. I'm not that. And sometimes when you're not like that in your 20s, it's so isolating, and I want to be able to say things like that and acknowledge, like, okay, I feel isolated and I feel like I'm not fully connected to other people my age, but and also sometimes I feel very behind and not where I want to be because of the career aspect. But I also can acknowledge like the good things about my experience so far, and how I learned through not having a job right now how to slow down and really take it all in without guilt, and also start pursuing things from a place of not passion. Because I think one of the hardest things about the job market is having to perform passion when that's not necessarily what I feel. I feel curious. I feel interested in the skills used for certain roles, and have and I realize, like, when I try to act as passionate about it when I don't think that's what I feel for it, that's when it comes off as a little desperate. It comes off as like I just need this, and it doesn't come off as, I don't think it comes off as authentic. And I feel like I'm able to acknowledge all that now. So, yeah. This video is so rambly, but I'm probably not going to edit this a lot. I'm probably just going to post it as I'm going to have my good luck Charlie moment, because something in my head is telling me, start posting. It doesn't have to be on your main pages. It doesn't have to be something you highly edit, because you're also starting all these projects, like a collaborative project I'm starting, and I'm going to use that to also hopefully push my career aspect, because it's more of a passion project, but it can also be turned into a career project. So using that and figuring out how to do it that way, and try different methods, because networking did not work out because it's just not in me to be that social. But all the things require socialization, and I know that's a part of my personality that I need to work on to be and get the life I want. So yeah. And I also feel like I don't want to be positive all the time. I don't want to perform my emotions and perform just like pretending to be like so happy and like light and love. Well, I'm an alchemizer. I'm gonna be for real. If I feel sad, if I feel angry, I can take that and use it to empower me. But if I deny those feelings about the things that make me upset, I'm just gonna stay stagnant, because then if I feel like, oh yeah, everything's fine, la la la, I'm not gonna do anything about it. And I feel like, oh, because so many people are, oh, Like, you have to be soft. You have to be. Sometimes I need a little more structure. I need a little spice, okay? Sometimes I need a little. Like, softness is good. Softness is good for a time. But if I'm don't feel angry or sad or anything like that, it's not gonna motivate me. Because if I'm like, oh, if I'm so happy and this and that and la la, then I should be satisfied. But when I act that way, it feels like settling more than actual satisfaction. So I don't know. But I feel the need to start documenting. So I am, because I am going to be doing a lot of different things, like starting with my room. My room is a mess. My room is an entire mess. My room is a mess. And I literally have a chart on my wall just for decluttering, because I I don't like I like when things are clean, but I hate the process of cleaning. But I know that to become who I want to become, I have to do it. I have to declutter. I have to do my big one on that and not turn back. I need to go deeper, because I know this is deeper than just like, oh, clean. It's also about the ability to let things go, including even like shared memories and stuff like that, and being able to create that space. So it goes deeper for me than just like, oh, place clean, space managed. And yeah, and I don't know. I made from Lay with Love literally about 3 months ago. And I'm gonna trust my instinct. I'm gonna trust my heart of hearts. I'm gonna trust my soul. When inside is telling me, start documenting even the bad things, even if you just have to put it up as is, document the changes, document your starting point. And even though I don't think anyone will be invested enough, because I'm not going to do what I did on my original channel, which was like turn it and make it so like, oh, I'm giving advice. Because honestly, there are enough channels for that. There is enough for advice. I just want to be on this channel. I don't want to filter myself. I don't want to police myself. And I want to be as where I am. And if I am going through hard emotions, I want to watch back how I dealt with it. I also want to watch like what I've been proud of, because there are things I've been proud of. And yeah. So take a moment to stand on business. I can't even back this chair up. Gotta fling her back. I am proud of myself for the changes that I've made for like my health journey. I am proud of myself for that. I am proud of myself for being able to now literally walk so much steps. I am proud of myself for cooking predominantly at home. I am proud of myself for reading more. But that doesn't mean there isn't still I want. But that doesn't mean there still isn't more I want for myself. So, to my future self, I hope everything I do today adds up to be the you that I know I could be, with a little more structure, with a little more patience, with a little more self accountability, and not pretending like, okay, all light and love, because it isn't always light and love, and that's okay. It's okay to have the dark, murky moments and take that to make light. And I want myself to remember that. And if someone happens to come across this and, you know, make it this far, but I don't think, because I'm just yapping, that you could relate, and you can take the darkness or whatever you're feeling and transmute it to whatever you want to and make it like clay, like mold it like clay. So yeah, all peace and love. I gotta clean. Oh, I can show you the wall. Okay, that was rude. I wonder if I can flip. I don't think I can flip my camera. Maybe I'll just add a picture. But yeah, later.